Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's live. Tonight we are running late. So today is August 25th. It is 9:45 p.m. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make the 8 p.m. time due to no fault of my own, but it is what it is, guys. So here we are. I've missed the last 2 weeks as well when it comes to the live sessions for our market analysis due to work, right? So I do work a full-time job, guys. So trading, unfortunately, is not my full-time job yet, but that's the goal, right? So we all have that dream, trading, that financial freedom, right? So we're becoming better traders and wanting to become day traders. I would assume for the majority of the part for financial freedom, right? It's not just like, hey, yachts and Lambos and all this, but it's just that satisfying feeling to work on your own time, be your own boss. And you can do this from anywhere in the world. You just need an internet connection and your phone or laptop, whatever you prefer. I actually know one of our traders inside the EZAlgo Discord. His name's Fahad. Great guy. I've learned so much from him in such a short period of time. And he only trades on his cell phone. He trades on a little small iPhone and it's always out of battery. Oddly enough, right? Always running on like 5% battery. But this guy is a G. And I'm not at that level yet, right? So this guy can literally analyze the entire market without using any sort of indicators whatsoever because he could just read the market. And that only comes through experience, right? Through experience. So that's tons of experience, tons of years of, time in the charts, time in the market. And that's something that you're going to hear a lot, right? Time in the market. Time in the market is going to beat timing the market. It's just knowing how to react to certain market situations, knowing how to react to certain, liquidity raids, certain news, certain black swan events. It's just experience. Nothing really beats that. So don't beat yourself over the head if you're fairly new into trading and you don't have a Lamborghini yet, even though you started trading 3 months ago. You're doing just fine, right? You're learning, keep learning, and just make it your goal to be successful, but not for, Lamborghinis and all that stuff, but just so you can be able to trade from any point in the world and just open up your laptop, open up your phone, get into a quick in and out trade if you're, a scalper, intraday trader, couple hours, or even open a swing trade right before you go to vacation and then take your profit while you're in vacation, come back and you're actually in the green, even though you just spent so much on this incredible vacation for yourself and for your loved ones. But without further ado, let's jump on Forex Factory so we can go over the market news that's coming up this week, right? I can't wait. I haven't been able to trade because of work. So Monday, August 26th, what are we looking at? Today we have an all-day bank holiday for GBP, right? So during the London session, that's going to be tonight, a little bit later on tonight, this evening, in New York Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday, what do we see? Tuesday, we see red folder news for USD. That's during the New York session. That's half an hour after the market opened. Aussie, we see it during the Asian session. Aussie dollar, red folder. Wednesday, no red folder. Thursday, we do see red folder. That's going to be during the London session. Euro. And then 1 hour before New York session open, that's going to be at 8:30 a.m. That's USD red folder. And then Friday, couple red folder, nothing too crazy. We have Euro during the London session, of course. 1 hour before the New York session open, we have both Canadian dollar and the USD. And then during the Asian session, we will have CNY. That's odd though, because I see the red folder news, but the market closes at like 4 p.m. like right before 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we have this market news at 9:30 p.m. That's really odd, but yeah, that kind of threw me off completely. Anyways, moving on to the charts, right? So that's what we came here for. Beautiful charts, charts. So check this out, right? We're looking here on the weekly time frame, and one really important thing that we saw was that What then we saw was that we came down to this weekly time frame, right? This weekly point of interest. Hit this weekly fair value gap, which I know I mentioned it to you guys a couple weeks back. And it's over here at 18,000, just about 18,224, right? Price action came to it, tapped into it, wicked into it, closed above it, and then it was rejected. So it pretty much primed itself for a massive continuation or a bullish position, right? So we've been bullish this entire time, hitting all-time highs, and we're seeking that all-time high again. So when it swept that liquidity through that fair value gap, that's exactly what it did. Textbook right there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So going down into the daily time frame, because we know on the weekly we are so bullish, it respected everything that we needed it to respect. Now we're looking at on the daily. Daily, we have two different fair value gaps that are active. So I'm going to draw my fibs, right? My Fibonacci fibs. So one thing, right? From this all-time high to the bottom of this wick, we're going to see how the OTE fibs overlap. So pretty much that 0.8 line overlaps with this bearish fair value gap over here. So in reality, what should happen is, since we broke through this fair value gap here, this is now a inverted fair value gap. Because look, this is on the daily, guys. I want you to guys see this. Fair value gap here, completely mitigated and disrespected by this bearish candle. Destroyed it. Now this area here has been inverted. So now that's a bearish area, right? Bearish fair value gap. But then price action broke through it again. This time being bullish. Broke through it. And now you see like the candles are pretty much sitting on top of it. So now that's a level of support for us. Instead of being a level of resistance for us and continuation down, it's a level of support for us because on the higher time frame, on the weekly, we are still going up. We are still very, very bullish. And it looks like we are seeking that all-time high. But in order for us to hit that all-time high, we might actually just like ping pong, right? So we might just tap into this bearish fair value gap over here, which we're looking at 2315. Come down into one of these fair value gaps, which we should be looking at this one over here, because this is a fair value gap here, and then there's another fair value gap over here, right? So overlap of two different fair value gaps. I like those kind of entries, and then there's another fair value gap over here as well. So I kind of like to look for where there's multiple fair value gaps being shared, you know, also inverted from bullish to bearish or bearish to bullish, whichever one. Especially when they invert like 3 times. Bullish, bear, bull. So I like those little areas right there because it tells me like there's a lot of liquidity, a lot of volume, a lot of players, a lot of orders that need to be fulfilled there, which have just been broken through. So they haven't been fulfilled whatsoever. So what are we looking at? We're looking at 2 different things, right? Drawing my fib from there to here. So I would say this is a point of interest here. My fibs do not confirm that it is at a discount zone. So I can't really long it if it's not in the discount zone. So I'll feel a little bit better if I'm shorting over here 2258.75. Just right over here. But then here at this 50% mark of the fair value gap, we're looking at 2317.75. It's kind of tricky, right? I mean, I want to go with the trend. So I would set my alerts over here at 19325. And I'll set an alert over here as well at 18853. So let's set those together. These are going to be bullish. Even though it's not at that discount zone, I kind of want to still keep an eye on it for a re-entry. Let's make them dashed. Dash lines. So remember, set your alerts. This one's 19331, 18853, give or take, right? We also have this one up here. Keep an eye on it. All of these are very important key levels for us. And you can see over here too, this was a bullish fair value gap that was converted into a bearish fair value gap. So it was inverted. This one I'm gonna color red. I can up the pixels actually. Make it a little bit easier to read. That's on the daily. What does the 4 hour tell me? Check you out on the 4 hour. 4 hour might actually have one inside the discount zone for us. This over here. I don't know why the indicator's not marking. It should mark it, but this right here, this is perfect. This is a nice little fair value gap over here. 4 hour fair value gap. Right over a daily, right over a weekly. Just completely smashed through that. See, that's like the perfect one. Yeah, that one right there is between the 0.705 and the 0.08. But yeah, we're going to keep it on the higher time frame on the daily. And then when we get to those levels, we're going to play it out on the lower time frames. We're looking for entries like at around 15 minutes. To be a little bit safer, right? To cut out a little bit of noise. 4 hour fair value gap right there, disrespected. This one might actually overlap. This looks really good here too. So yeah, those two levels. 19331 and 18853. Moving on to gold. Let's check you out on the weekly. Weekly, it finally broke out of the range, which is what I was looking for. Finally broke out the range, broke all-time high. Remember, we just hit 2,500. 2,500 for the first time ever when it comes to gold. Crazy, right? Nas all-time highs every week. Gold all-time highs every week. It's crazy. Let's go to daily. Daily, I don't really see too much. There was a fair value gap over here that was done on Friday, the 16th. Right? So not this past Friday, the 23rd, but the Friday before that. This is on the daily. If you can see here, the 50% mark, boom, tapped into it, and continuation to the upside. We are still very much bullish. And the fact that we broke through the all-time high, we are very, very bullish. Do I see any other entries in daily? No, I do not. It's a little bit choppy. Let's see on 4 hour. This is my 4 hour time frame. We broke through this bearish fair value gap and inverted it. This is going to be our new point of interest right here. The moment this one broke through, you should have entered over here. This is this past Friday in the morning during during London session. Tapped it, continuation upwards. Here, you might actually just get a re-entry there. Or you can wait for it to pull back over here as again. That's 25.30 and then continuation to the upside. We are targeting this buy side liquidity, which is 25.70, but we can be a little bit more conservative and target 25.64. Which is the top of this candle body right here. So set your alerts over here. We're looking for longs. We are still very much bullish, guys. Look how crazy this is too. This is on the 4 hour. This is that same Friday, the 16th that I told you guys. 50% mark of the fair value gap. Tapped into it. Continuation to the upside. If you were to draw your fibs from here to the top, it also overlaps with the fibs. 0.705. You could have just even put the entry right there at the 0.705. The continuation to the upside. So 2 points of interest here, 25.30 and 25.41. Moving on to silver. All right, so we are at that point of interest where I marked out for you guys. So I was waiting for price action to tap into here. We are on a bearish trend. Right, so this is what I'm expecting price action to do. Tap into this area here, bounce here, and then continuation downward. So we're waiting for a proper entry here. We can probably find it on like a daily time frame. What do we see here? We see a gap over here. So we see a bullish fair value gap that was converted into inverted, bearish. This level over here is what we're looking for. This is 30.295. We're looking at that level right there, guys, for an entry for us. So we should see it sweep through and then come right back down, tap it, and then continuation downwards. Looks like it's playing out pretty well. It is seeking that area right there. I'm not gonna go any lower on the time frame because I don't want too much noise. It looks pretty good right there, actually. So I don't want too much noise going on to the lower time frames and getting confused. So this one, I am bearish. The trend is bearish. We should be tapping into this weekly bearish fair value gap, and then continuation to the downside is what I'm expecting. It's gonna take a while, or it might not, right? Depending on the red folder news. But that's what I'm looking at right there for silver. And let me see. Yeah. Just about, 30.295. That's what we're looking for. Set your alerts right there. I put mine a little bit too high. It's a little tricky getting it right on the money. Right there. Boom. 30.295. Cool. Let's move on to the next. Euro. Euro on the weekly. What do we see? Massive bullish candles breaking out of the trend. No longer a bearish trend. We are only looking for longs. All right. Fair value gaps galore. Boom, boom. Tapped into this one. There's Tuesday, 13 August. And then it tapped into it on Thursday. Continuation to the upside. I mean, what we can do is just wait for it to come back into here briefly and then just continue up. This hasn't been mitigated. This has not been mitigated. So we still have an alert set over here. Alert set on 1.08860. Set an alert over here as well, 1.10660. We're looking to get into an entry long here. Hold on, I kind of messed up that one a little bit. That should be better. Cool. Let's set your alerts right there. We're looking for an entry long there. Just continuation with the massive bullish momentum, right? As you look at the 4-hour, gigantic candle right here. On the 4-hour, we can actually re-enter here. Set an alert, 1.11660. And yeah, that looks pretty good. Moving on to GBP. Probably the same thing, yeah, massive bullish candles. I don't even know if this is gonna pull back. Yeah, I don't even know if it's going to pull back. So, I mean, just set an alert over here at 1.2909. And you're looking for an entry right around here. Also set another alert over here at 1.2965. So you can keep an eye on that. Those 2 points of interest are pretty solid. And then you have over here this overlap of this fair value gap, disrespected twice, which is right around here. Here's the 50% mark, 1.2889. Which is right there where that white line is. How's this look on the 4 hour? Pretty sweet. You can re-enter right over here as well. Set an alert over here. And it's right in the OTE fibs as well, the optimal trade entry fibs. This is 1.3074. That's it for GBP and JPY. So JPY got tired of dumping in the markets. So now it's flipping bullish. We can see that. Boom. Weekly tapped into it and got mitigated. Let's go to the daily. What do we see daily? Daily, I don't see an entry because this one has a close in order for this to become a fair value gap. Don't see anything. 4 hour. Now it looks good. 4 hour we have over here 0.0069110. And then also it overlaps this fair value gap here, which is bullish, fair value gap here, which is bearish. Rejected, broke through. It's a good level. It's a very, very good level. Set your alerts right there. $0.0069100. Looking for a bullish entry. We're looking to get into right there. Set your alerts on that. And that's it, guys. Those are the future plays for this upcoming week. Thank you so much. I'll see you here, same time, same place next week. It's going to be 8 p.m. It's going to be Labor Day weekend, but I'll be here. I have a couple of events for work later on in the evening, but I'll pass by, do the quick market analysis, and then I'm out back into the market to work. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for tuning in for tonight, and I hope you all have a great and profitable trading week. Goodbye for now.